And welcome back for second part of my making pages example for WatchKit. As I said in the previous part, I'm going to report a bug report, and I did. This is actually example of I did it, so I want to prove it that I open bugs and try to make our life easier and happier. So let's go back to Xcode. So we ended up with doing this interface with 4 different pages. Which should we set up in like a 5 minute? You just click, drag and drop your pages. It should just work, but it didn't. So let's hope this time we can go a bit faster. Okay, we got some issues with Xcode. I'll try to clean it up. Maybe it will help. Also, I'll try to maybe reset my emulator. This could help us a bit as well. As I said, I haven't prepared anything. I am doing just live coding, so we will maybe see a lot of issues here as well. And also, this is Xcode 6.2 released yesterday from App Store, which should be pretty stable. But as we see, after like half an hour, I got a crash, and yeah, this is life. Well, let's try to run once again, and then we'll go to code. Yeah, okay, we have page number 1, page number 2, 3, and 4. And we can scroll and see indicators changing. It's not so nice here. We see a different position, but because of this scrolling stuff here, but yeah, it's not so important for the demo. So let's just stick with this one. Okay, so we got working with interface, but we want to do that, for example, in code, and we want to have a different number of pages, like infinite one, or like you get 4 objects, and you want 4 if you got 3, so you want to 3 pages. So how can we do it? And the first thing I want to do is just create new entry point. So I grab new interface, I put it here, and I will remove these indicators, identifiers, and I actually can remove this one as well. So I don't want to have any class, and I don't want to have any class because we'll use it this class interface controller to set up our interface in the code. We will dive in the code right now. So let's see if it will work this way. Yeah, it works. Now we drag and drop main entry point to our new interface, and we said it should be now let's just rename it. I don't like its name, so we will try. Can we rename it? Rename? Refactor? Rename? No, we can't rename. Alright. So we will do it by hand and say page interface controller. No. Okay, let's do it a page interface controller. And we will rename file as well. Page interface controller. So now we will say it's going to be our page interface controller class, and just let's run it. And now it should be empty. Yep, so it's empty, and we can use something. So I like, you know, I like to choose space. Just choose space. So Y, Command E. Alright, Command E. Yeah, it's a shortcut to change your space in the code. I like to choose space style. Alright, so what we do, I want to do some print line. We don't get a code highlight for it. It's a bit strange. And I want to run it and see that we get actually away from it. Awake with context, I'm sorry. Yep, so we see something in console, it works. What we want to do, we want to have a different and number of pages, but right now we have just one page, and what we do is just we copy this one, or like actually this two, and we put it here, because we will always have at least one page. Alright, go for another color. Oh, so we have a one page. But what we want, we want to have a different number of pages depending on how much objects we have. So let's say we have some array of objects. Make it array of objects of type of. Yeah, let's make an integers. Now we want to have some numbers. So we just like an integers, and I think it will not work, right? We need an initializer. We'll just command click, and no, command click is not working here. Oh, so bad. Symbol not found, really? Oh, come on. I cannot go to Geek interface class and see its methods, which is really annoying. Now let's try just to close it and open again. And maybe what we'll do, we will just clean up Terrain data manually like this. And open it once again. Wait until it's really be indexing. Alright, now we have highlighting and code completion. So we can go to VK interface and see its methods. We see that we have one init which takes no parameters. So this is exactly what we want, because we need to set up our objects, and let's do it. It's in a init method, so we have an objects and it will be empty. I prefer to do some setups, and we should call super. Oh, we need an override. I don't think we need to call it super here. Actually, we do. We have to set up our first, and then call super init. Alright, so we are ready with this one. And next thing, so we have our objects, and let's say we will actually have pages number 10, 5, and 3 in that order. We want to have these numbers in that order. Okay, so when it gets activated, we want to present those pages here. Okay, we'll just go super activated and then do our work. And if I click on interface control again, so we will see it has some for table, handle, activation, set title, and then we have like a push view controller with name. And And also we have, it should be present controller with name. It's a model presentation. If you have just like one name of a view controller, you can also present view controller with names and many names. And this is going to be model presentation of page controllers. So it will present you many pages in a model style. So actually we can't have the same stuff when you just like open and then you have all these pages, but we can show a model view controller with a lot of pages. I think we can't do another stuff. Alright. So yeah, let's do it, and we can do like a first one because it should be there. So we activate, we do present view controller with names, and we do let names. It will be array of any object. Really? I think it should be strings, right? But we can do names and context those object, any object context which will be passed to each view controller. So names, I think it should be strings, like a names of a view controllers, and contexts. It's actually optional, so we can just pass a null, and it will work because we will not pass any data. But actually we will, because we use an object, right? So we'll send an object, so we'll present exactly data there. Alright. We'll use we can't use a page interface control because then we will have an infinity cycle because it will present ourselves. So what we can actually do this, but then we will not set up a page interface controller here. It will just do like this. Alright. No, but then it will not show this one, so we need one more with names. Why it's any object? It should be array of strings, right? Present controllers names present a page. Array of strings, right? It should be strings, each of which contains the name of an interface controller we want to display. Name. So as I said, hello preparation. So a name is a class name or is an identifier? I think it's just a class name. We'll just try it out. But I think we'll need, we can try to do like this, but it won't work because it's not our class. It's this method that is not going to be called. So we will make a new one. It's command N, source, Swift file. Can I do maybe another template? No, quick Apple Watch, storyboard, notification, settings. No. Alright, so it's an empty file. Let's scan in main interface controller. Yes, add to page, WatchKit extension, create new one. And what we want to do, we actually want to have this functionality there, so we just mostly just copy paste it there. Yes, copy paste. We add a WatchKit. Is it here? No, version import WatchKit, and give it a name, not page but main interface controller, which will present when this gets activated. It will present a page interface control, a collection of page interface controllers with. So we have only one right now, and it will present only one page with interface controller because there's the one object in our array. Yep, but it didn't work out because we need to set up a correct class here in our interface builder. So now we save a main interface controller. So run it again. Oh, I'm sorry for this is my second video. It's not perfect, but I still think someone will find it interesting and helpful. I hope so, at least. And what is going on here? I'm not sure. My computer is starts getting hot. Probably WatchKit is going to. My emulator is going to maybe crash again. And what actually I think I'll do is so it goes here, but it don't create actually names. I think it's arresting each name. I think names. It's a names as object from in the storyboard file. Oh, this is not going to call it right. Yeah, so this is not a class name, but a name. And so my method is called, but no interface is presented, so we need to have one more here, and we'll just duplicate this one. And yeah, I'll do it properly actually. I'll remove this label. So what we want to do is actually have a button here, and when we click that button, we will actually show those different pages. And oh, I'm sorry, I'm running out of battery, so I'll just grab my charger. As I said, I just do new development and doing some screen recording at the same time, like a live coding sessions. Okay, we have a button in our. Oh, we didn't set up a class. No, or we did. Yeah, we did. All right, so we have our class. Main interface controller. So control drag. Set up some actions. Action. Show pages. Connect. Then we go to main page again, and we will show names our pages when we click on the button. So I move this functionality over here, and then we make pages, or like a page actually, because it's just like a one view controller, so we make it a page. You go to storyboard, and it's going to be not main interface, but page interface controller, and with name other than for page. I think this actually identifier, it should be used as controller with names. This is what it means, names, I think. We will see if it will work now. Okay, we have button. We click, and now we have these pages. And now when it gets shown, our page interface controller is trying to show something else which is not available, so we just remove this code from here. It was unnecessary. Well, this one is going to be quite long coding session as well. Okay, we have a button, click on it, we have a page, now we have this cancel. Yeah. In a modal style, you have a cancel button, so you can just call back and forth. So we have just like one static page, and it doesn't matter what kind of object do we send there. Like if we send like a 10 or array, if I would like refresh, it's going to be 10. It will always show 1 because we don't update our UI here. Actually, then we don't need as objects. But what we need is, so yeah, let's go back a bit here. Just jumping back and forth. We have this UI, and we want to update this number correctly to the number which was passed to this screen. So it's page interface controller. It has a page number of type int, and maybe int. If you don't pass anything, you don't show anything, right? And we want to connect label, so we go to interface again. We need to set up IB outlet and do it really quickly. So my basic idea is to do coding and you post this code to GitHub, but I'll still do some screencasting, and maybe next time it will be better and better. I hope so. And I hope you'll leave me some comments so I can improve it in the future. So set up outlet, say page number. And we should make it private. Usually keep your IB outlets private. I think it should be here after IB outlet. And we go back to page. Yep. And we don't need an override method, but what is interesting here is when we show our pages, we send an array of integers of actually data for every page. So if we show one page, it will pass the first object. If we show two pages, like second one, and so forth. So this every number is going to be sent to array with context, and this context is going to be our number here. Alright, so this is going to be an integer. What we do is number, let's write number. We're going to cast it and unwrap it. So we do it context as int, and it says right. Right. If that. Right. I've been doing too much Objective-C lately. Okay, it can be, there's a question mark which says it can fail, which is okay for us because we use if that, and then we say if a page number equal, we will save it, page equal number. Actually, we don't need it, we are not going to use it, but let's still save it. But it will say that it's an integer, it should work. Let's do, and then the page number, and we do a set text, and we do a string interpolation. This is number. It's really interesting. Cannot assign to page itself. Okay, yeah, because this is a let variable, right? So we want to have a variable, not a constant. And then it should work correctly. Alright, because it was actually not a variable but a let, which means constant, it can be only assigned an interface, on an initializer. I'm sorry for that. It's getting quite late and get tired and do a lot of mistakes and misspelling, but I still want to finish this one and push some code. So we set up a page and we show it this number in our label. They will have the same color, unfortunately, but I think for this demo it's fine. So we have a button, show page, number 10 works. It's number 10 because number 10 is the first object in our array. If it's shaped to number 2, then it will be number 2. But the problem here is that we only show a one page, but we have 4 objects and we want to show 4 different pages. And why it shows 1? Because it contains only one page in this names array. So if we want to have 4, we should have 4 objects, 4 pages here. And I think it's always best practice to send the same size of pages and context names for object we will send actually to this page and they will be created. So, but yeah, let's start first. We want to have the same number of pages as we have an object here. So what we do, I'm back and this is a final working example with trailing closure. Let's see if I try to remove this one. Yeah, so we have a function map which maps or transforms those objects into another objects by applying this function. And what it does, it has to take has this parameter, every number, and it just returns a string page, which is an identifier of our view controller, or view, how it's called, interface controller. Our interface controller has an identifier page here. And when it shows, we just set this number, which it receives and present in UI. And we show these names, so it will be corresponding the same array as here and shows object. And if we run it right now, we will see some pages if we click on a button. And we see this loading indicator, so we send number 2, then it should be number 10. So for the first time you open it, it starts loading from actually storyboard or interface builder, and then it shows the loading indicator number 5 and 3, a bit laggy, but if you scroll back, it's already in the memory and now it's like super fast. Alright, let's try if actually it works. So we can remove, for example, make just a 2 object and run it. And we go back to our simulator and see that it actually works. Only 2 objects. Okay, basically this is it for this tutorial. The next tutorial I think is going to be about table view or